and welcome to today's episode of the Beauty Industry Podcast, your online support community for the professional beauty industry, connecting you with educational pieces, innovative industry products, and inspiration from industry experts. I'm your host, founding director of Beauty Industry, Tamara Shaw. Today we are talking about building an empire in the beauty industry with a very special guest, Kate Flammea. Kate is the brains and brilliance behind not one but two thriving companies in the beauty industry, Smart Skin Clinics and PressPlay Cosmetics. Smart Skin Clinics has been an industry leader for 8 years now and has 4 locations across Victoria. They specialise in advanced skin treatments such as cosmedical grade peels, laser hair removal, lipo freeze and cosmetic injectables. Kate's most recent venture has been into the cosmetic world, where she has launched PressPlay Cosmetics, which is a smartphone-sized portable makeup capsule, which keeps even the busiest person looking flawless. Kate speaks of her creative process with the capsule, her juggling act of having children during the startup phase, and lots more insightful tips you will love about being an all-round empire creator in the industry. I would love to welcome to the podcast today the lovely Kate Flammea.
Wow, thank you, Tamara. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming on board. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you on behalf of the beauty community to welcome the news of your pregnancy, as if owning 2 businesses isn't enough already.
Yeah, a baby is like a whole new business on its own. So that's another exciting chapter. But I take it all in my stride. I am very excited about it, and I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, you've got all of the machine parts running, and you just need to, do now the motherhood side of the business.
Yeah, with my first child, I still had him in my arm, and I was taking calls and managing, and
wow,
just the way I've always been. So, yeah, it's always all systems go.
I love it. And Kate, you started Smart Skin Clinics 8 years ago, and laser wasn't as common as it was nowadays. Just describe for me what your driving force was behind creating that business and having a business that is so focused on performing those advanced skin treatments.
Initially it started off as a personal interest. Like, I was getting laser done, and I was just thought it was an amazing treatment, and it was giving me such great results, and I just thought, this is amazing. And I just thought it was a life-changing kind of treatment to have. It had just the most amazing results. So that's what really drew me to the beauty industry, because I never knew that treatments could be so effective in this industry. And I think that's where it all started for me, to draw me into the business as to something that I may want to do myself. And a couple of people, people that I knew just said, you should do it. Like, you should get into it, And I just thought, I think when you're young, you just don't have always that confidence to go ahead and do something.
Yeah.
I was around the time that I thought, I was becoming really independent as a woman, and I wanted to do something of my own, and I wanted to work for myself, and I also wanted to own my own journey and build a name for myself. I thought I could do that, and I think slowly I was gaining the confidence as a young woman to be able to do things that initially I might feel like, oh, I'm just so young, or I might not have the experience or anything like that. I just started to believe that, if I wanted something, I could go ahead and I could do it. And I just went for it. And I guess when you're younger, you're a bit more fearless, something like that. And I kind of just went for it. And I had never looked back. It's just been growth after growth, amazing experiences after, and yes, very challenging, but it's always come to make me a better person. So I feel like I've gained a lot from it, professionally and personally.
I love that. So definitely being fearless and the whole entire beauty industry, as you said, you wanted to own your own journey. And I think there's so many different pathways and successes that can be seen in this industry. So I love that you've chosen that, and you know you've been able to obviously do that in creating this amazing empire.
Yeah, it's I think I came at it where it was at the right time, and I took the opportunities that were there. So I guess that was a bit of the being at the right time at the right place, but then also applying yourself and having, you know, the right mindset to go along with it really helped as well. But it was definitely a good time in the business. I have to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. You've jumped on it at an amazing time, because now we're seeing laser pop up everywhere. So,
Everywhere.
yeah, you definitely had your foot in the door before those days. So that was pretty
Yeah.
amazing for you.
Yeah.
Smart Skin Clinics performs more than just one service. So, as I said, you not only do laser hair removal and your injectables and skin, but you've also got things like cosmetic tattoo removal, teeth whitening. Did you always plan to have a one-stop shop experience for your clients, or did your treatment menu just kind of grow naturally?
It definitely grew naturally, but for the first few years, it was literally all we did. The laser was all we did, and we wanted to diversify our services and grow and just offer more for clients. So, just to be seen as more of a beauty provider, I wanted to provide more than just laser, because, you know, we wanted to be seen as more of a beauty clinic. So, yeah, we started to diversify and add some treatments that were along the lines of laser, as in, you know, the teeth whitening, and, you know, some of the advanced skin treatments are like, you know, you actually get results, and it's kind of things that, you know, you want to do, and you get long-term results. So it's for things like like low maintenance kind of thing. So
Mm.
it was sort of something that I wanted to get into the industry and provide treatments that were really easy for women and men, and just that were effective and long lasting, so that, you know, you could get on with your, you know, day, but look good, and, you know, not have to get top ups and treatments so often. So that's what I really loved about laser. It was like a permanent solution. So anything that was like a long lasting or permanent solution, that's what I really drew me to the industry, and how it was growing to be offering services of that kind. And I felt like that's why the niche of like, you know, the laser and now the injectables and everything,
Mm.
these are long-term solutions, and you know, they're kind of really really effective, and they're long-term, so it kind of gives you like, um, a lot more for your money in a way. So I felt like these were the answers for the busy lifestyles that we're now living. So I felt like these were the effective treatments that people would be willing to pay for, and you know, really fit into everyone's lifestyle. So it just sort of grew as it was, but coming to a point now where laser is so common, so it's almost like I'm always searching for what's the next thing that is life changing, what's the next thing that works so well, and it gives people such great results. And you know, that's what I'm always on the hunt for.
Yeah, I love that, because you're seeming to be really proactive. And I know, you know, in past coaching businesses, I've talked to business owners and they're saying, I'm not having any clients, or what else can I do for my marketing? And it's kind of like having the same menu for dinner every single night. You get bored, you get stale. So you need to really keep it proactive, searching for, as you said, what's next? What else can I add? So yeah, I love that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think we've all experienced, business owners will all experience lulls in some time within their business, and this requires some creativity and really getting invested within your business. You know, there's been times where I've not been invested in my business at other times. Like, you know, you have your moments where sometimes you're going through like a phase of really working on your business, and sometimes you're sort of overseeing things. And I've had those moments, like I've not been 24/7 all the time on, you know. So there's been times where I've been off and where I've been on, but I think when you want to make changes and you want to see changes in your business, you just need to get creative and, you know, do a lot of learning and training and talking to different people and networking, and you learn so much from other people, I think. And even going to different salons or having different experiences has taught me a lot of the ways, you know, other people do things, and it can be effective to apply to your business. So you need to change, you need to keep up with the times, and you need to change. I think you can't always provide the same way or go the same way of any, what you're doing, because times are changing, people are changing, and people's expectations are changing. I feel like every couple of years we evolve in the beauty industry, and I can see that the clients' expectations are changing, and they're also learning along. They're coming along with the journey.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like definitely stay on your toes.
And I like what you're saying there, because as a business owner as well, sometimes you wake up on a day and you're just not in the mood to run a business, and you're just like, look, I just need a Sunday in my trackies, hair up in a bun, and I just need to eat chocolate and relax today. I don't want to do the social media marketing, and everything else can just keep going, but today is for me. So sometimes I've had those moments where I've sat on the couch in the bun and trackies, and I've thought, oh my goodness, is somebody like yourself, who's such a, an entrepreneurial businesswoman, I think, are they doing that? And so it's good for you to say, sometimes I just let things go, and then other times I'm fully invested in my business. So now I don't feel so guilty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was at an event last night, and I was listening to a lady called Brilliance, and she was talking about how women are so affected by their hormones, and we never, even the medical field, and basically, we don't acknowledge that in any field. And, if you understand, like, we are controlled, almost, women, by their hormones. We're so affected by that. And, there are days where, like, you can wake up and have 4 hours sleep and you will run a marathon. You will not feel it. And you can achieve so much. But then there'll be days where you've woken up with the same amount of sleep and you just cannot physically get up. You're so tired, or whatever it may be. So there are those days, and that's normal. And I think you have to incorporate that into your, expect that. And I do. So there are days where I'm just like, nah, not doing anything today. But then I know when I get up and I'm working the next day, I'm going to achieve so much more in half the amount of time as I would if I forced myself to get up and work on a day where I really wasn't feeling it. So you got to have that flexibility and that balance.
And be gentle with ourselves too. Did you always know you wanted to be a business owner?
No. I just remember, like, I read this quote once. I think it was Diane Von Teese. She was saying, I never knew what I wanted to do in life, but I always knew what kind of woman I wanted to be. And that's kind of how I felt. I kind of knew what kind of lifestyle I wanted to have, what kind of person I wanted to be, and how I wanted to look at myself and how I wanted to see myself. And I valued that, and I looked at that, but I didn't really know what that was going to mean, whether I was going to be a doctor or a beauty therapist. I didn't really think of that field and of the profession or anything I was going to have specifically. I just knew that I wanted to live my life a certain way, and I guess I just fell into how things worked out for me, but I think I'm really happy with the choices I've made. So yeah. I've been able to become the woman I've wanted to, and be on that journey of learning and growing, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to continue to be, develop and learn and grow as a person, and challenge things and challenge myself constantly. And I feel like I've been able to do that within this field and this industry. So I feel like I've done that.
Absolutely, you have. When you first opened your first location, Smart Skin Clinics, did you have plans to further grow the other locations, or did you just think, I'll open one and see how it goes?
It was definitely very organic. There wasn't a master plan. There wasn't no grand plan. I think being so young, and I was more just grateful to have had that first opportunity, that first salon. And as I saw the opportunity and then the growth in that current business, that's when I started to think about the possibility of another clinic. But it was only one baby step at a time. I never really thought very big. And looking at things now the way I do, if I have an idea, I always think of it as the most absolute grandest idea, and I always think big now. But I think at the time, I definitely didn't. And I don't know, maybe it's because like I don't come from a family of like entrepreneurial thinking, and I don't come from people that own businesses. So I think my surroundings and what I was used to didn't sort of allow me to think that way until I gradually started to gravitate towards what success could mean for me. And then when I started to, I guess, get into my third and fourth clinic, then I realized, hang on, I can do these things. And it's possible. I don't have to come from, a background of success or be surrounded by people who are successful. I can still do these things. And I think I learned that in the process, because I think you subconsciously think things about yourself or your abilities or your capabilities, and it's like reflective of what you've been brought up in or what you supply. So I kind of just started to think differently, and I definitely started to challenge that idea that whether I couldn't do certain things or I had to have certain criteria in order to be or achieve anything. And then, and now when I thought of PressPlay as an idea, I just thought of the most biggest. I went for it. Like I didn't. I'll start small, and I'll see how I go. It was definitely like that. It was like, okay, this is the biggest thing that I'm ever going to do, and I hope this could be the biggest thing ever. So I definitely thought big, and I do that now. Didn't then.
Yeah, so your thinking's changed as you're learning and growing and coming towards that success.
Yeah.
For those who haven't yet seen the capsule or the business, heard of it, can you fill us in on what that is and where did that idea come from?
So the whole idea about the capsule and having beauty products in a little pod or a capsule, whatever you want to call it, it was basically, I guess, me having all my beauty products always spread out in all my different handbags. I've had a bit of a bag obsession. Like my favorite accessory are bags, and I've always like invested in handbags, designer bags. So I've always had different makeup products in different bags of mine, and in my car and in my vanity, in my wardrobe. So I've always had like different collections all over the place, and I always just thought, this is not organized, but you made it work. I made it work. When my son came along, and gosh, life became so much more difficult to manage when he was around, because I was adjusting to becoming a new mum and still being the business owner that I was, and just trying to keep up with everything. So I felt like my beauty routine took a back seat. That was hard because it's so hard just being a new mum, and your identity gets lost a little bit. And I think mine was so intertwined with the beauty side of things and how I always took pride in that. And I think when that sort of was threatened a little bit with my challenging situation, I started to affect me a little bit. And I thought there's a better way. There's going to be a quicker way for me to be able to, glam up or, before meetings and before work. I always struggled to sort of get my beauty routine together once my life became a little bit more busier. So I think I just had a moment of just like, this is just crap. I could never reach into my handbag and find the gloss I needed or anything, just to, I guess just to glam up just a little bit before I went into a meeting or went into a work or something like that. I thought it was always that like last thing on my mind, but it was actually something I valued. So I just thought there's got to be like a little device or something that's got to have everything in there, like all your colors and all your different consistencies and whatnot, so you can just glam on the go, because I was always someone that was just on the go. I never really sat there and woke up, had my breakfast, then went and got ready and read the paper. Like I was just not one of those people. So for me, everything was go, go, go. And I just started to think about it. I guess it was a frustration of like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something for me and other women. And the more I thought about what it could be and how I could possibly be, go ahead and do something like this, I thought, maybe other women might need this as well. So then I started thinking about it as in terms of like a business I could be involved in, and I just kept going with that idea and
launched it.
So I had already registered the business name, and I was starting to design the capsule.
I love it. In my I recently sold a car, and that was my old car, and I have to confess, I'm the naughtiest driver. I sometimes do my makeup while I'm driving, and I opened this powder one time and I spilt it everywhere on these gorgeous material seats. And only when I went to sell the car, my partner was like, what have you done? How are we going to get this makeup out of these seats to make the car look presentable? And so when I saw the capsule, I was like, this is solving all of my problems, because I'm the same. I don't sit there and read the paper. I make my coffee, I put it in my keep cup, I get in the car and I drive to my appointment. So it's such what kind of things can you put in the capsule?
So I wanted to make sure that we could have everything. So it wasn't like a substitute. It was basically could be a replacement to your beauty routine in a way if you were on the go. So basically anything you can think of is possible with the PressPlay capsule. You have, all your lip glosses, your matte lips, a mascara, eyeliner, option for a powder, a compartment for powder, so you can have your highlighter or bronzer, whatever is like your highest, I guess, your most valued product, I guess, in that sense. It started out for me as like the powder is most important. A lot of people are like, I never use powder, I always use a bronzer. So then I thought, okay, so we started to extend the range to help and provide more options for women who prefer different products. So basically you name it and any product is in the range. So we've got a range now of almost 35 products,
Wow.
and there's different SKUs within that product range as well.
Amazing. When you first thought of this idea, obviously you've just gone, bang, this is a need, here's the market, here's the gap. What was your very first action you did in making that plan come to life?
I think I just needed to know that it's something that I would design would actually work. It would be functional and it could be made. That was very important for me, because it kind of was weird for me that I was like, really, no one else has done this? Like, no one thought of this? And I thought, is it maybe not possible? Is that why? I had to sort of confirm that, I could do it. So really started to look at like different kind of objects and things that were out there on the market, and I thought, no, this could be done. It's something that could work. So I met with a designer and discussed the different ways that we could do it, and it was definitely clear to me at that point that anything you can think of could be made.
Can be made. Yeah,
could be made. If you wanted to go through the process, there was definitely a process. It's not easy, but it could be made. And I guess I knew that it was going to be challenging for me because I'd never been through that process, and there are major companies out there making amazing or new styles of packaging and whatnot, and things would be definitely a lot easier for them and they have processes in place to do it, whereas for me it wasn't going to be that. But I definitely employed the best people I could possibly find to help me take me through that journey and to produce the best possible product I could. So that was a challenge.
And so the PressPlay capsule's been featured in some pretty phenomenal press. So things like Cosmo, Vogue, you've got Mind Food, Sunrise, Professional Beauty, etc. And I've also seen some pictures floating around on Instagram with clinics and salons displaying the capsule. Is it available for wholesale or is it retail e-commerce only at the moment?
It is only, and it's actually on our online website that predominantly. However, we have had a lot of interest from different beauty salons and different retailers and boutiques just really wanting to get their hands on it and provide that product for their customers, because at the moment, being such a brand new company, just launched, it is such a boutique brand. There are a lot of companies who are specializing in that niche, providing boutique products, really want to get involved with us, and they have, and it's been great. We've developed some great partnerships with different brands that provide beauty products, I guess, that are boutique and more niche. However, our plan for the brand is to be more mainstream. So, we've had a lot of interest from overseas, different retailers overseas, and definitely major retailers in Australia that we're currently speaking to bring the product to a more of a mass market, because it is something that is a solution. So we do want to make it accessible for women to go into a store and try our products and pick things they like, as opposed to a bit of the guesswork that happens online. So at the moment it is predominantly available online. However, I hope to be making a very big announcement soon about having the products available in retailers all over the country.
Amazing. Yeah, I can absolutely see it in the likes of your Meccas, your David Jones, your Myers, etc. So yeah, that would be absolutely incredible, and I need one myself. So I would love to pop into one of those stores, because makeup's such a personal thing, and it is difficult to choose your color online.
Yeah.
So that would certainly be an adventure for the brand.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a challenge for women to go ahead and purchase a brand new brand or product they've never tried before online. But having said that, it's been amazing and overwhelming how many women are purchasing the entire capsule and set just so for the brand and for the concept. But I feel like I want to do more of a justice to women and actually allow them to try the products. It's a brand new brand, so you do want to try things. I mean, I guess once you've built the trust for the brand, you can refer back to the website. But I think initially I would love to give women the opportunity to actually try the products and buy the products that they really like, as opposed to just taking the guesswork out of buying things online without having, that trial period.
And your advice, just lastly, in regards to any of our audience listening who thinks that they have a brilliant idea, whether that be a clinic, a product, whatever, from the beauty industry, your advice to them?
My advice to them is just really believe in yourself firstly. That's really important, because I think along the way you will have people that may deter you or will not have faith in your idea. And I think if you think the idea would make your life easier and would, I guess, make things easier for you, there's no question that it would make things easier for other people or make their life better as well. So just sort of having faith in, just having faith in the things that are possible and really believing in what you can achieve. And I do think that there is a lot of room for growth in this industry and a lot of room for innovation. I think it's unbelievable how much we could be doing things way better. So have faith in that and know that if you have an idea that you could make things better for people and easier for people, whether it's directly in the beauty space or, even in a tech space that can be related back to beauty. There's so much we could be doing that could be better for us. And why allow someone else to go ahead and do it, and when you can do it? Like, you can do that. So I feel like anything's possible. Believe in yourself, be optimistic, and if you think that it would work and it would help people, then go for it, because this is what people are looking for. I'm always looking for things to make my life easier, whether it's an app or it's a product or it's a service. If I find something that makes my life easier, I'm sold. So, and I think there's a lot of people out there that are looking for things like that, solutions and answers to things. So time-saving options on anything in life. So I think especially in beauty, like, women love beauty, but we also don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So I feel like, whatever your idea is, definitely research it and look into it and see if anyone else is providing it. But if it's, if you have a unique idea, believe in it.
I love that. Great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kate. I really appreciate your time and all of your insight into building an empire in the beauty industry.
Thank you. I hope I can, be of benefit to others. But thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also like to mention to our audience that Kate will be joining us as a part of the Beauty Brunch event as an industry expert on our panel of speakers. So if you're looking forward to the brunch event or wanting to connect with Kate, definitely buy yourself a ticket and you can say hello and watch out for the PressPlay capsule in stores maybe near you.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So if you have liked today's episode and you found the conversation inspiring, be sure to subscribe to our channel, share the episode with your industry colleagues and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're not already, make sure you jump on the website and become a community member. And also, if you are on all of the social media channels, stay up to date with the latest industry conversations. So until next time, stay connected. Thank you for tuning in to episode 10 of the Beauty Industry podcast with Kate Flammea. Next week, episode 11 sees us chat with Mel Driver of Embalm Skincare, all about how she created her skincare range and what led her to do so. Until next time, stay connected.